All right, welcome everybody. It is Monday, January 15th, and this is our new and returning team member orientation. So my name is Michelle Zito. I am your company vice president. I've been with Park Lane for pretty much exactly 4 years. We're right around my 4-year anniversary now. I'm with Park Lane 4 years. I was with a different direct sales company for 14 years before that, and love Park Lane every day. So super glad that you guys are all here. My job as your either recruiter or your upline is to help to train you and to guide you and to cheer you on. So please be in touch with me a lot. I love that. If you have not already friended me on Facebook, please do that. If you have not, if you don't know my phone number, send me a Facebook message and have me send it to you. Text me a lot, call me a lot. I know that I speak for all recruiters and leaders on this team when I say that it never ever bothers us when new team members message us a lot or call us a lot, because that's how we know that you're working. If you get a kit and then you pretty much enter the witness protection program, that's what drives us crazy, not frequent contact. Frequent contact is exactly what we want. So never feel bad, never feel like you have to always say like, I'm sorry to bother you again, but, okay, because you're not bothering us. This is our job and our pleasure to help you get started. So tonight, our main focus tonight, we have a couple of main focuses. One of them is that we're going to go over the Bonus Bling program, because new team members are eligible, only new team members are eligible for Bonus Bling. And we're going to also talk about how you're going to have an amazing, successful launch party. So I hope you're ready to take some notes. You'll take notes for part of it, and then there are some things that are more like scripts. The scripts are posted on the team page, and I'll just tag you in those, or at least just bring them up to the top of the team page after we're done, so that, because that would be ridiculous to try to write all that stuff down. So let's go ahead and get started. Park Lane is really smart and good to us. They know that the strong start is vital to having a successful start to your business. So they've put together these Bonus Bling incentives, and that's exclusively for new people in your first 10 weeks of business. Some of it takes place in your first 5 weeks, and then some of it continues on into your first 10 weeks. So the Bonus Bling, remember, is in addition to your weekly checks and in addition to any other incentives that we have going on. So the rich rewards, if there's a special 2-week thing going on, convention recognition, you're always in Park Lane world double, triple, and quadruple dipping into 1,000 different incentives at all times. But the Bonus Bling ones are the ones that are exclusive to you, our new team members. So let's jot down some numbers. First, just write down 12 to 15 average orders. Okay, so just 12 to 15 average orders. Okay, next, just write down $1,000 in sales. And then finally, write down $300 commission. Now, what do these numbers mean? When you collect 12 to 15 average orders for your launch party, and I know that you all know 12 to 15 people with a neck, then you can expect that you will have collected $1,000 in orders. And that is going to give you $300 in commission. And that's really just from your launch party. Okay, so not a bad gig to make $300 right out of the gate, right? So Park Lane really is so generous to us because they don't want you to take your whole $300 paycheck and then buy more jewelry to add to your kit at regular prices. So what they offer is that when you do $1,000 in sales in your first 5 weeks, Now you'll notice that really we're encouraging you here on our team to get that done in your first show. Maybe your second show it may take into, but usually at that point, like your $1,000 should be wrapped up. 5 weeks is a really long and weird amount of time to take $1,000, but to do $1,000. But when you do $1,000 in your first 5 weeks, you will be entitled to Bonus Bling package number 1. So Bonus Bling package number 1 is oh my gosh, it's what allows you to get $250 worth of jewelry for $49 plus tax. It's a pre-selected package, so you don't have to worry about picking anything or choosing anything. We tag you in the instructions to redeem it. You fill out a quick form, and then this $250 in jewelry shows up at your house. Now, when you show the jewelry 5 times, so when you do 5 shows or appointments, that each total at least $250, and that takes place in your first 5 weeks, that entitles you to Bonus Bling package number 2, which is $500 worth of jewelry for $79 plus tax. So 5 showings, and again, it can just be a grouping of personal appointments that you put in as a show. It can be one big, huge order that somebody places for $250. So 5 occasions that you submitted $250 at the same time. So when you have loose orders, always group them together into shows. So if you just do a bunch of random personal appointments or you collect a bunch of loose orders, and it's after your launch, because if it's before you launch, then you put it on your launch. But if it's after your launch, always put them together. Oh, somebody placed an order for $125, and then another person placed an order for $130. Then you put those together because you have now $255 in orders, and you make yourself the hostess, and then you take the hostess benefits on that. And you can do that an unlimited number of times. There's not a limit to how many shows that can go in under the name Nicole Parks. You can put in 50 shows a year under that name. It doesn't matter. You don't have to pretend like it's somebody else. You can be a customer on your own show. There are no rules about that type of stuff, okay? So do be smart about stuff like that and take advantage. And remember, too, your launch party counts as one of those 5. So once you do a launch, you actually only need 4 more shows in your first 5 weeks to earn the Bonus Bling 2. So now the last Bonus Bling package, that's $750 worth of jewelry for only $99. And that's when you show the jewelry 10 times in the first 10 weeks. So remember that the ones on, none of these, I should say the ones with the number of shows, there's not like a max time, meaning if you do 5 shows in your first 2 weeks, you can go ahead and redeem that. You don't have to wait for the 5 weeks to be over. If you do 10 shows in your first 6 weeks, go ahead and redeem for that jewelry. You don't have to wait for all of this time to expire. You achieve, you get. So that's how that works. So having a successful launch party that your leader is at least helping you with, if not actually doing it, is important to earning these Bonus Bling packages and ensuring that you're going to have business beyond your family and friends. Okay, so there are 3 steps that are going to make your launch show a success. 1 is to over-invite and invite everybody. Step 2 is to invite using multiple methods and to know what to say when you are inviting. And step 3 is to fill your calendar with parties so that you earn all 3 Bonus Bling packages. Okay, so now we're going to go over each of those 3 steps. So step 1, over-invite and invite everyone. Now, usually 1/3 of the amount of people that you invite will actually be the one saying, where do I put my coat? There's a big difference between, yes, I'm coming, and where do I put my coat? So that's why we're lowballing it to the point, because you'll think half are coming, as of the RSVP date of your show, and then a third will actually be asking where to put their code. So if you invite 30 people, then probably 7 to 10 are coming. That's not a bad number, but when you are doing your launch, and this is like, you know, you may have your leader there with you, there may be booking incentives going on. You want to take advantage of that special time. So try to get as many people there as possible, because the more people that are there, the more people are ordering, the higher the sales are, and the more people that we can help you get shows booked with, and that may even want to join your team. So make a list of everyone you want to invite, and then even talk to the family members and friends on there and see if they can help you think of additional people. So as you're doing this, I want you to diversify the list and don't prejudge anyone. Now, what I mean by that is sometimes you're making the list and you say, oh, she doesn't have any money, I'm not going to invite her. No, you're going to invite someone who you think might not have the money anyway, because they may book a show so that they can get the jewelry that they love using the host benefits, or maybe they're going to want to join your team so that they can make some money. You may say, oh, she's too busy, I'm not going to invite her. No, busy people actually seem to fit the most into their day, and they may enjoy the night out. They're overworked. They want some relaxation. Don't forget your neighbors, because you know at some point you've looked out the window and said, oh, looks like Frank and Maureen are having people over. But you were clearly not invited. So you don't want to be that neighbor. Just invite people, because if they don't want to come, they don't have to. You can never insult somebody by inviting them, only by excluding them. So just invite everyone. Now, the bring a friend is a big factor. You want to remember to encourage everyone to bring a friend with them. These are actually some of the best guests that will be at your party, because the bring a friend is someone that that person thought of because they love jewelry, and there's no pretty much other reason they're bringing them. So when you invite your sister-in-law, Fran, and she invites her friend, Susan, she's thinking, oh, I'll invite Susan. She loves jewelry. So now Susan comes. She has no obligation to you. She's not there because you owe her a favor or anything like that. She's there because she loves jewelry. And when it comes time to, would you like to book a show and get more? She is most likely to say yes. Big example of this. At the last minute, actually it's a last minute example of two of the things I mentioned. My one diagonal neighbor here, I don't see her all that often. We've kind of just on different schedules. This is, remember, is 4 years ago. And I happened to be at the bus stop with her, which was not normal, like 2 days before my launch party. So I mentioned about the show, and she goes, all right, let me see. And I thought, you know, she's not coming. We don't normally hang out. I hardly ever see her. She texted me the day before, I would love to come. I said, oh, wonderful. The day of, she texts me, can I bring my mom? Can I bring my sister and my aunt? And I was like, yes. No. Of course you can, right? So then, not only that, all three of them placed really nice orders, and her sister has since purchased literally thousands of dollars worth of jewelry with me over the 4 years. She's like the president of my Gems Club. And we do personal appointments when new catalogs come out. She's been to every kind of event we have, Scott events, Sip and Styles, everything she's been to at one point or another. So, and that is, again, she thought of her sister who loves jewelry. So the bring a friend is a big, big plus. So just invite everyone, let them decide if they want to come or not. Now, don't forget about that family and friends that are out of state, because you absolutely want to invite them too. They may not take the road trip, but they can certainly place an order and you're going to get full credit. Because remember, at your launch party, you are both the hostess and the fashion director. So not only are you going to receive the paycheck as the fashion director, but you're getting all of your full host benefits. which means that everyone that has a launch coming up should have a goal of at least 10 orders going on your show. Because what, of course, happens at 10 orders when you're a hostess?
$400 in free jewelry.
That's right. So you are getting double free credit. So don't miss the chance to be that gold star hostess, and you're going to be able to award yourself $400 worth of jewelry because you went out there and started collecting orders. So effective immediately, you should all be out there working on collecting orders from those that can't come to the launch, whether they place an order online if using the link for your party, whether you're bringing a catalog to work, to the school bus stop, whatever it is. You want to be collecting those orders. And remember, it's per order, not per sale. So in other words, they can place an order for $30 and you're that counts as one of your 10 just as much as an order that's $130. Of course, you make more money on the $130 order, but that's a different story. So you're getting the credit. So let me ask you this. How many of you at your normal job, normal, of course, being a subjective term, how many of you got a 5% raise at a regular job this year? Anyone? You got a raise, Nicole?
I did.
That's very exciting and very rare. Because most people, it's like, no, I got a 2% cost of living, I got nothing, I got whatever. So Park Lane allows you to get a raise in your first minute of business. And that's something you definitely can't find out and about. You're never going to get a raise at a normal job like your first month. Whereas here, you can get a raise your first week, your first month, and you can continue to give yourself raises as often as you want them. So would you like a 5% raise from Park Lane? I would imagine, yes. And some of you can stand to even go up more. There's 5% increments all over the career plan. So at Park Lane, when you start as a fashion director, then your next step would be branch director. And that is a 5% raise. So when one person joins you in this business, and usually, so often, that's a friend or family member. A lot of people's first team members are friends and family members because you spend your whole life wishing you got to work with your friends, right? It's like, this is your opportunity to be a middle school girl forever. My daughter's in middle school, and they're forever jockeying another way to be together, right? Can we just, you know what? We're going to be going away next weekend to Michelle's, and we're going to get together on Sunday to bring our bags. Then before you know it, it's a sleepover. Then can we go to the movies? And then they're getting a condo in Aruba. They're forever finding a way to be with their friends more. This is your chance to do that as an adult. Work with a whole bunch of your friends and family members because you get to decide who's on your team. So when you, and you may want to jot this down, when you do $1,000 in sales in a calendar month, so in this case, in January, if you put $1,000 in by January 31st, so that would be an example of a calendar month because the last Wednesday in January also happens to be the last day of January, which doesn't happen too often. And then you have a new team member who sells her 1,000 or his 1,000 in their first 5 weeks, then you are going to promote to branch and you get a raise of 5% more of your own personal sales. So each time you leave the house, instead of making 30% at your party, you're making 35%. And that's true even if your recruit stops selling, if she quits, if she enters the witness protection program, if she moves to China, doesn't matter. You promote to branch, you are there until you promote to area. So it's really that simple. Your leader is going to help you launch those new people. Your leader is going to answer her questions, do the interview, do her training. She's going to come on this same call. All the steps that you've done with your leader, that person will do as well. So even if you are brand new today, you do not have to hesitate to recruit and start building a team, because right now it is not your job to do anything but share the business opportunity information, and your leader takes it with you from there. We'll teach you, of course, but you don't have to worry about it right now. So let's put that 5% raise into perspective, right? If you did a jewelry show tonight that was a $600 party, at 30% commission, you would have earned $180. And of course, that's great. You went out and did a show and you made $180. But if you were already a branch and had that one team member, you would have earned $210. And like, that's better. So I'm quite sure you'd all rather earn $210 than $180. So with that in mind, when people ask you about the business part of Park Lane, which I know you think they won't, but they will, just be confident, but also be honest. So just say, oh, thanks so much for asking. I actually don't know exactly what I'm doing yet because I'm brand new, but I do know that I'm really having fun with this and that I do get a lot of compliments on my jewelry. I would love to actually try this along with you. My friend Michelle, and you can fill in whoever is your recruiter or leader. So my friend Michelle is the one who answers all of my questions as I'm getting started, and she helps me. And I know that she would help you too and would love to answer your questions. Is there a good time tomorrow that I could have her call you? She's really nice and she's not pushy. So what would be a good time that we could give you a call tomorrow? That's all. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I do know that I'm having fun. Jen, what is it that I love the way you always word it? Would you mind sharing what you say? Because I know it's something similar, but I feel like it's smoother.
When I am like just talking with people and asking them to.
When you were new, or what you tell the new people.
Oh, yeah.
To say.
No, just basically what you're saying. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm having fun, and I'd love for you just to join me and learn alongside of what I'm trying to pretend like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and people definitely relate to that, when you're just normal and you're like, oh, all right, she's pretty new and she's still making money at this and whatever. It just really works out nice. So then, of course, this is a very exciting moment when you have a phone number of somebody who wants to talk to the leader. So get right with us. So send it to Jen, me, whoever your leader is. And then we make it our top priority to speak to that person at the prescribed time, because your growth is our growth. And that is how the whole team builds. So you're not bothering us. In fact, you will make yourself your leader's favorite new person if you come to us with those kinds of leads, because that is, what this is all about, and we want to help you. Okay, so that's step one, how to over-invite and invite everyone. And also we threw in a little bit about the 5% raise. So let's go to step two. The steps to success. The second step to success is to invite using multiple methods and to know what to say. So you want to make sure that you're using at least 3, but preferably 4 or even 5 of the following methods: calling people, texting people, Facebook messaging people. You may even want to email people. You want to have a Facebook event. And then, of course, the good old-fashioned mailed invitation. So those come in your kit, the little postcards or the little mini catalog invitations. And I want to specify that the Facebook messages and the texts are individual, okay? So it's hi, Tiffany, not hey, everyone, and then you put 35 of your closest friends on a group text. They now want to stab you, because that is not fun to be on a group text with 35 other people. And what's not good about that, too, is that if the first 3 people respond they can't come, then so will all of the rest of the 32 of them, because now all of a sudden it's got this perception of no one's going. So no good on the group text, ixnay on the group messages, okay? So No group texting, and also no depending on really any one of those unless phone. So you can't like only make a Facebook event and think that's going to be enough, because not everybody sees a Facebook event. Also, people sometimes respond to a Facebook event and then just never think about it again. So without a follow-up text or call or message, they're not going to remember. Okay, so what do we say? So you can start out with just, hey, Jen, it's Michelle. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I just started my own business with Park Lane Jewelry. Have you heard of Park Lane? She'll answer yes or no. And then, oh my gosh, it is beautiful, versatile jewelry, every style and price range, and everything is fully guaranteed. I'm launching my business this Saturday night at 7, and I would love for you to be here and get your opinion on the jewelry. Are you free that night to join us? Just get the RSVP right away. People usually know if they're free or not, okay? So if they say yes, then just say, all right, great, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. I'm going to send you an official invitation, but do you think that you could bring at least one other adult guest along with you? I would love to have a nice big group of girls. It's just so much more fun with a big bunch. And then that way she knows, because sometimes people think, oh, my sister would love something like that, but they might feel funny about asking you to bring them because, you're asking to bring what may be a stranger to you into their home. So most people need to be encouraged to bring a friend. Okay. If she says no, then just say, oh, I'm so sorry that you can't come. We'll miss you. Part of my job is to show the jewelry and get people's opinions on it. I would love to hear what you think of the pieces that came in my kit. Are you free for me to pop over one day next week, maybe for like 20 minutes and show you the jewelry? Or even meet at Dunkin' Donuts and I'll treat you to a coffee? What do you think? Home, Dunkin'? And let them answer. Does that sound like something that you can say and do? All right, good. I'm seeing a nod, so I'm happy about that. Okay, good. So that really is step 2. You're just going to say that over and over and over again. Okay? And then keep a list. I know you think you're going to remember everybody that you're inviting and whatnot, but it'll quickly spiral out of control. And then the day of the party is coming and you don't know how many chairs you need. You're not sure how many pigs in the blankets you need to provide. And you don't know if you have enough catalogs. So do keep a list so that you can easily follow back up and do those quick reminder texts or calls too. All right. Step 3. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Step 3 is to fill your calendar with the number of parties that you want to do. But I do think that in the beginning, why not shoot for the 10 in the 10 weeks at least, so that you can get all the bonus bling. So make sure you have 5 in the first 5 and 10 in the first 10. Certainly no harm in doing, that's only one show a week. So if you want to make more, then certainly do more. And then you'll also get all of your bonus bling packages. So in order to increase the number of shows that are on your calendar, because you really don't want to wait until the launch to book your next party. Because then what's going to happen is you're going to do the launch, people will book, but for like 2 and 3 and 4 weeks away. And then you have a gap in between when you started and when your next party is. And you're so anxious to do another party. One of the best suggestions I can give you actually is to do 2 launch parties. So like a Friday night and then a Sunday afternoon, or a Saturday day and a Saturday night, or a Wednesday or a Tuesday night and a Friday night. Because what's going to happen is when you say to some people Friday night, they're going to say, oh, you know what? I am always so exhausted after a long week of work. You know what then? Why don't you come to the one I'm having on Sunday? I'm doing a brunch and bling. If they say weeknights are too crazy, then offer the Saturday. If they say Saturday day, they're busy with the sports with the kids, then you invite them for Saturday night. See what I mean? How you can like knock out probably their main objection. If their main objection is the time slot, the best thing is to have another one. And then you get to practice. You'll probably have one with your leader, one by yourself. and you'll get to practice things while it's still in your mind. When you do your launch and then your next party isn't for another 3 weeks, that's a big fat bummer, and it's delaying your bonus bling, so you don't want that. So when you're doing your inviting, you can say, where am I? Okay, so hey Jen, it's Michelle. How are you? I couldn't wait to call you today because I am so excited. I am a new stylist with Park Lane Jewelry. Have you heard of Park Lane? And then, you know, again, the yes or no, and you're going to say, oh, beautiful, versatile jewelry, every price range, everything's fully guaranteed. Now, here's the best part. I am looking for 2 fun people to help me start my business by just having a couple of friends over to play with the jewelry and give me their opinions on what came in my kit. I'm supposed to have 1 large gathering and 1 little gathering. Would you be able to have either the large or the little one? And then let her answer. Now, I purposely did not say a number of what constitutes the large and what constitutes the little, because some people think a little party is 9. Some people think a big party is 10. So whatever number they want to do is fine. If they say, yeah, I'll have the big party. I know tons of people. I'm sure I could have 25 people here. Fantastic. And then if there's somebody saying, you know, I could probably do the little one. My mom and my sister like jewelry. Would that be enough? Absolutely. I love shows for 2, 3, 4 people are dynamite. Lots of personal time, lots of time to try on the jewelry, really listen to their needs, help them. They tend to place very large orders, and then they tend to book shows because of the level of personalized attention. So honestly, I never cancel a party. Like if someone says to me, oh, I'm only having, 4 people, I'm only having 3 people, I still go. I can have an amazing party with 3 people. So no one, I would never cancel it. Well, it's not worth your time to come. If I am meeting a new person, it is always worth my time to come. So, then when it's time to, if she says yes to either of them, now it's time to pick the date. Now, you want to say to her, I like to say, okay, what works better for you, a weekday or a weekend? So she'll answer at that point each one. So if she says, I guess a weekday is good. Okay, I have Tuesday the 7th and Thursday the 14th, which is better. So you want to just give her 2 choices each time. If she says a weekend is good, I'll then say, okay, day or evening? And then she might say, day. Okay, so we call that brunch and bling. I can do Saturday the 10th or Sunday the 18th, which is better. Because when you just say, okay, I'm booking February, it's too overwhelming. They're going to open their calendar. You're going to open your calendar, which has, tumbleweeds blowing out of it because you don't have anything yet. You just started. And then she's going to be looking all over her whole February calendar. And then all of a sudden it's going to be, well, this day's President's Day and the kids are off from school this week. And Roger has to have a procedure on his toe on the 11th and blah, blah, blah. Okay, and before you know it, you're in July because she's assessing her whole entire month. Not necessary. Would you like a weekday or a weekend? Would you like day or evening? Okay. Would you like the 13th or the 17th, which is better? That is how you get shows on the calendar, whether it's on the phone or whether it is at order time and you're sitting with a guest. When people want to book a show, they book it right there sitting with you, because once they walk away and then the wine wears off tomorrow, it's a lot harder to get that level of enthusiasm back, to get them on the phone, to get them when they're in front of their book. Always pencil something in with that guest and have them walk away with a hostess packet so that it feels real. Okay, so let's move on. Now, of course, some people say no. So if she says no, then you're going to say, totally understand. I would still love to get your opinions of the jewelry that came in my kit. Oh, wait, actually, all she said no to so far was the no to having her own show. So now what you can say is, I totally understand. Would you like to come to the party at my house? I'm actually launching on Saturday night the 7th, and I would love for you to be here and give me your opinions of the pieces that came in my kit. Okay, so now if she says yes, then you proceed on with, can you bring a friend? If she says no, then you're going to proceed on with, will she let you come over to look at the jewelry and give her opinions and we call that a personal appointment. So if your friend says no, to the little or the large gathering, and says no to coming to your launch, most likely they'll at least say yes to the can I come over and get your opinions on the jewelry. However, there are going to people that say no, 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 no to every single thing you ask. And I just want you to be aware that this is not something personal. When they say no, what they're not saying is, no, Nicole, that is so annoying. Why would you be even asking me such a thing? Don't ever talk to me again. I can't even stand you. Okay? That is not what the person is saying, but it is sometimes what it feels like. So if you've never been in sales before, if you've never just been in this kind of position before, then I just want to, let you know right up front here right now that there are going to be people who say no to everything. And it could be just the timing isn't right for them. A question that I will sometimes ask is, okay, are you like no, not now, or no, not ever? Because they might say, just can't do it right now. We're going on vacation. I have a really busy rest of January, but I could definitely do something at the end of February. Okay, so that's not really a no. That's just not right now. And end of February, you can just pencil her right in using the method I just shared with you. So please do not ever take no's personally, because they are not personal. So again, please make sure that you are collecting orders, you're booking shows, and you can even, find your first team member before your launch party even happens. There's no time limit on that. So go right ahead and start collecting and doing and sharing, and let your leader know every step of the way. So these are the tools to launch successfully. You have the support of your leader and me. It's just really at this point up to you to take action and get that launch party filled up with people, get those orders collected, and implement what you've just learned, because no idea implements itself. You can come on calls and Zooms and trainings from now till kingdom come, but if you don't do the things that you hear, then your business growth is going to be slower than what you would like. So the next step, if you are already signed up and you have like the computer account and all of that, then your next step is to go to what we call PL 101, Park Lane 101. And once you sign into the company website and you go, it brings you to the dashboard, you're going to click Field Interface. And when you go into the field interface on the left, there's a long scrolly column of things that you can click that's helpful info. The very first one, and where you're going to spend pretty much all your time when you're working on your training, is the one that's called Park Lane 101. It's a hot link along the left side, and you're going to see every topic that a new person needs to know. So showing the jewelry is one of the folders. And in that folder, you'll see YouTube videos of different leaders doing their show that was videotaped at a convention. You'll see how to work with your hostess at the end of the show, how to share with them how that can be turned into their launch party and they can turn it into a business. You'll see a whole folder with YouTube videos and support materials on how to work with your hostess so that she will follow the instructions that I just gave you for your launch party as far as getting people there. So as you work your way through the Park Lane 101, there is a checklist in there. You want to keep in touch with your leader as you're watching the various videos or seeing the various, reading the various materials. Just let her know what it is. Okay, hey, Michelle, today I watched the video of the leaders doing the show from convention. Then I can talk to you about what you saw, give some suggestions, the way that I do things like that, because that's really how we hash out your training. You see some ideas, I'll clarify them for you, or your leader will clarify them for you. We answer your questions so that you're ready to try that for the next time. And the reason that Park Lane 101 is laid out the way it is because this is like Netflix world, right? We don't just do a little at a time. You know, we don't go on a training and then we have to come back the next time. If you want to binge train and watch all the Park Lane 101s and redo your favorites anytime you want, you know, whether you're on the couch, commuting to work, you can just be listening to those and checking that stuff out anytime at your own convenience. So, thank you so much for taking the time to come on to this training tonight. I'm going to stop the recording, but I'm going to, if you have any questions, I would be very happy to answer them, but I will stop the recording before that point. Okay, hold on one second.